first library of sounds I've ever had that feel like I'm playing something off a record, and the sounds of like, there's like Fender Rhodes, horns, a bunch of shit. And I literally, as you can see, play it off my keyboard. I've taught myself chords, not on an actual keyboard, but on my computer keyboard. I just like good music. So if I can achieve the same feeling that I get off records and vinyl, you know, I'll do it.
Marco Polo.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much for inviting me to your lair, man.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for coming through.
So I know you got a bunch of stuff going on, touring, making free albums, working with artists, but you gotta tell me about Port Authority 2.
Yeah, basically me and my brother Shiloh, who's like my boy from Toronto who produces, DJs, MCs, he kind of taught me how to make beats, and every time we do an album, we kind of sit down with a lot of the beats that I make in the stash. And we don't just send random beats to rappers, like we never do that. We like to sit down and think of someone we want to work with and pick 3 or 4 ideal beats that we know no matter what they choose, it fits their style. And I want everything to connect. I don't want it to sound like a compilation, like a bunch of random songs. I want everything to flow. With Port Authority 2, we just attacked it by getting a bunch of quality stuff and tying it all together. Just like Dre does his Chronic and Pete Rock did Soul Survival and Marley Marl did his early producer albums. It's not compilations to me. I'm coming out as the artist Marco Polo, presenting, you know, a bunch of voices over my production. I remember on my first album I had some write-ups and some critics say it was too long, but man, this is art, you know. I do it. I love this shit, so let's go.
Rest in peace. It's gifted. His presence was so influential, unlimited. That was his reach and his potential.
Yeah, Kweli did this song over a beat I actually made on the day of, without sounding corny, like the day G.U.R.U passed, I was in here working and I made this beat. And I was definitely emotionally going through something just because they were so important to me coming up. Right. And when I made the beat, it definitely, you could feel that something was going on with me that day. It was slightly emo. You know, I had the 4 chords. And once I kind of have a chord progression for certain beats, and I'll just start building on it. You know, I have the drums rocking, and let's see. I have my bass. Nice little flute there. Yeah, there's a lot of like emotional sounds in this beat. So like that day I was clearly disturbed.
A day I will never forget when I heard the man cut. These are the words that are manifest. Blew my mind. I'm like, I bet this album fresh. Premiere with dress like.
Sorry, the crazy shit about this song is you could hear with Qua's lyrics like it was something very meaningful to him, and that's a job for me as a producer is to always capture that from somebody. If the music brings out something emotional, it's always a song that has a better chance of standing the test of time.
And we got the pleasure to tour. You was the realest, showed us love. It was us, Bahamadia and Slum Village.
It's amazing. I was just like, I was so happy he chose to do that. And then Primo heard it and he lost it and did the scratches, and definitely the celebration of a great artist. You know, so yeah. That's a sneak peek into a little bit of the construction and the stripped down sounds of the G.U.R.U track. I gotta play this one loud.
Astonishing how I flip a mic and start bombing. Varnish paint on the wall with knowledge and wisdom. 1, 2, dip 'em in the holy water.
It's just some wild boom bap, high energetic. That was a beat that I made that is like musically, I don't even think there's a real melody to it. It's just kind of hectic, wild flutes and heavy drums, and it's real open so the guys can get busy on it. It's just an energetic, good old East Coast sounding song for my record, and one of my favorites. Yeah, cut it up. He had some high energy shit.
Let's go get him, man. Try to take him back to Compton. For sure. Boss up.
I'm here to regulate like I was a million. Young gun, son, the rap game, silly song.
Shouts to DJ Premier because he definitely linked me with MC8. MC8 did 2 verses on this joint and left the hook open. And I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Then I hit up my boy Stylistic Jones and he hooked me up with King T. King T the same night did the hook in the 3rd verse. And it's just like, I can't even believe how quick, sometimes things just happen naturally.
Original gangbang from the heart. MC8 and King T showing West Coast love. No skies with the blue bandana.
It just has that like West Coast, like it just drips. It drips Cali. That's why I love this. That's all. You gotta wait for the album for the rest of it, man.
You got the MP, you got the digital computer stuff, but people need to see this. Like, we're surrounded by records.
This is the start of everything right here. This is like a piece of my personal collection of records. And this is where it all started. Like when I didn't make beats and I was just listening to music, one of the things that got me into hip hop and wanting to produce it is hearing the beats and being like, what the hell is that? And just getting into the whole philosophy of collecting vinyl and old records and finding the samples that some of my favorites used. And then I started collecting records, and you know, I don't have a crazy huge collection. For me, it's about quality over quantity. You know, I got my drums all here, got library records, and these are the sounds that essentially inspire everything. And I'll just put records on, and vinyl just sounds better. I don't care what anyone says. Like, I know you saw me playing the iTunes and all that, but nothing's better than putting on a record. It's funny, sometimes when you break down a beat and you solo the sounds, it sounds like insanity, but when it all comes together, it makes sense.